Hey guys, so let's look at a program to implement a simple calculator using conditions. Now we've done a similar program inside the playlist of basics where you just displayed all the operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division as well as modulus on two numbers A and B. There you were directly displaying the values, you were not even checking what is the operation. You just have to provide two values A and B and all the operations were performed. Now we're going to implement a simple calculator. So in a simple calculator, it does not do the function where you just enter two numbers and all the operations are displayed to you. You do enter an operator and the calculator performs only that operation. So we'll have to bring out a case or a program where it would check in each condition what is the operator that you are entering, and accordingly it will print the values. Now the main thing you want to learn here is the use of an else if ladder, and we can also implement this using a switch case also. So else if ladder is where you have a condition to check. Let's name this as condition 1. If that condition is satisfied, a statement 1 will execute. If the condition 1 is false, it will go ahead and check another condition 2. Condition 2. If condition 2 is satisfied, it executes the statement, or let's say statement block, multiple statements, statement 2. Now if that is also false, it checks for another condition 3. It executes that condition 3. If that is true, it will execute statement 3. This will keep on going till you have exhausted all the conditions you want to check, and it ends with an else, which is not mandatory. You can end this entire structure by an else if also, by just an else if, or you can write an else if needed. So let's say the else is just another statement. Else if all fails, there is another condition, there is another statement which is eligible to be executed. So this is the else if ladder for checking. Now moving to the switch case. A switch case is more of an equating type, not of more a checking of a greater than type. So if you have an operator which you were checking over here, let's say, I'll come back to that later. Let's say the structure is where you write switch and you write a variable inside this. The variable can be of different data types. You cannot use float, you can definitely use an int, and you can definitely use a character also, but you cannot use a float. So if I was checking, I would have check case, and let's say I would have a value 1 to check. The value 1 can be a integer variable or a character variable. So if it's an integer variable, just leave it as val1. If it's a character variable, don't forget to put the single inverted commas. So if case val1 is true, means it will check if var is equal to val1. If this is true, there is a statement 1 which is supposed to execute, after which you have to put a break. So the job of break is, as soon as the statement 1 executes, it terminates searching anywhere else. Now if var does not become equal to val1, it goes to the next case where it checks with another value, value 2. Here also, if value 2 is an integer, leave it as val2. If val2 is a character, don't forget to put the single inverted commas. So if this is correct, there is a statement 2 to execute and a break, meaning if var, the value inside the variable var is equal to val2, statement 2 will execute. So this goes till the bottom. After you have executed, exhausted all the values that you can equate it to, you can close it, or there is also a case called the default case where if all fails, you have a statement to execute. Like the else if statement, the last else, this default is not mandatory. And since default is at the end you are not going to put a break. You can just go ahead and close the curly brackets which you have opened. So this is the syntax difference between a switch case and a else if ladder. So if the else if ladder involves more of an equating, checking if a value of some variable is equal to val1, val2, val3, some value, you can also switch from, you can also move or shift from else if ladder to a switch case statement. This is more of an equating values and it is more comfortable and more structured to write. So here what I am going to do in my program is, obviously I'll be taking two input values A and B. Along with that, I will also be inputting a character, the operator, which can belong to any one of these 5 symbols. Now my job of my program is to check which of these it is equal to. Which of these is equal to, once it is proved, execute the corresponding operation. So I can do this using switch case as well as my else if. I would prefer that you use switch case because it's easier, it's a more better structure, but we will do both ways in this video. So once I've taken both, I will only write the part of the else if ladder. We will see the entire structure of the program in the code. So I'll start with if OP is equal to plus. Don't forget the single inverted commas because your plus, minus, asterisk, the slash as well as the percentage sign are characters. So if OP is equal to plus, you can just go ahead and write printf /n sum is equal to percentage D and print A plus B. I'm not writing sum is equal to A plus B and then printing because we've already covered all the elaborate method of writing and combining together while we were doing our basics playlist. The one that is related, the video that is related to this where we had printed everything will be obviously linked inside the description box below. You can visit that first and then you can come back and look at this program for a better clarity. Now else if, I will check for the next case where OP is equal to minus. So in the other program we had looked at printing the absolute value of the difference. If you wanted to see the absolute value without seeing whether it is A minus B or B minus A, you could do that. But here I am going to just go ahead and print whatever is A minus B, because obviously a simple calculator will give -3 if you do 6 minus 9. It is not going to give you something like the absolute value of 6 minus 9 is 3. So I'm going to execute or imitate and exactly how a simple calculator is going to work. So difference equals percentage D and just go ahead and print A minus B. Else if operator equal to asterisk printf product is equal to percentage D and go ahead and print A asterisk B. Now else if operator equal to division. Here I am going to go ahead and use the property of my explicit typecasting where I am going to forcefully change 1 to float and also print it in percentage F. So print F /n quotient is equal to percentage F and I'm going to write it as float of A by B. You can also write it A by float of B. I'm not changing the data types initially itself to float because I'll have trouble with my modulus function. Now else if, you can finish this with an else or you can go ahead and do a comparison where else if operator equal to modulus printf slash n remainder equals percentage d and print a modulus b. Now I don't have an else. You can write an else where you can go ahead and printf stating that invalid operator. You can do this. It is not mandatory. If you wish to ignore this from your program, you can definitely go ahead and ignore this. So this is the entire version of your print else, the simple calculate implementation using the else if ladder. So it starts from operator equal to plus. I have checked that. If that is not true, I have written an else if part for minus. If that is not true, I have written else if part for asterisk. If that is not true, I have gone ahead and written an else if part for division, where I have taken care of the integer division so that it doesn't print 0, 0, it will print the actual decimal value. Now I have gone ahead, and if the division symbol is false, it will go ahead and check for percentage, else it will just print invalid operator. So this is using else if ladder. Now looking at our switch case. How do you explain all this using switch case? So since our else if ladder involves more of equating to another value, we can shift to a switch case. You can take the input for the a and b and the operator, which is in the character form, and go ahead and write switch op, open bracket, and case. What is the first value you want to equate it to? Plus. So if that satisfies, it's the same format, slash n sum is equal to percentage d, and you can print a plus b. Don't forget to put the break. If you don't put the break, I'll tell you what happens. I'll just complete this and I'll tell you what happens. So if it is minus, printf difference is equal to percentage d and a minus b. Now case asterisk, oh sorry, I forgot to put the break, sorry. Printf slash n product is equal to percentage d a asterisk b. If you had, let's suppose if this break is not there, when you click operator as plus, it will print sum is equal to a plus b. It will notice that there is no break there. Then it will go ahead and it will also print difference is equal to the value of a minus b. Then it notices a break and then it will stop over there. That is if you do not put the break. If you do not put the break, it will go ahead and execute the statements following all the other cases till it meets the next consecutive break statement. So go ahead and write break and case division printf slash n quotient is equal to percentage f. Don't forget to write float of a by b and break. Then case modulus printf remainder is equal to percentage d and a modulus b and break. And like I said, the last part is not mandatory, but you can write default printf invalid operator, sorry, printf invalid operator. And go ahead and close the bracket. So this is a perfect example of how to print the above else if case using the switch case. So this is much more easier for you. I feel it's much more easier because it involves less checking of conditions, writing conditions. But yes, it does involve an additional break statement whenever you're writing the program in switch case. Otherwise it seems same. So here we have a compact view of all the operations. We are checking for each of our 5 arithmetic operations and printing the subsequent values. We will see both in the code versions. So I am going to go ahead and declare 2 integer variables a and b as the operands and a char op as the operator. So I'll start off with asking my user to enter a and b values, and scanf can be written as %d and ampersand a comma ampersand b. Now, like I've told in many programs, you will be having trouble if you start off by entering the character in the second scanf statement in a very casual manner. So, the enter symbol that you press while you enter the digits is going to be calculated as the operator. So, if you're declaring the operator second, you have to leave a space in the scanf statement. Or else the other option is go ahead and declare your operator as the first scanf statement. So enter operator. You can give your user options of what to enter: plus, minus, asterisk, division, comma, percentage. And if you're writing it second, like I said, give a space and write %c and then write ampersand op. This is just so that the enter symbol that you probably write 6 space 5 and you press enter for the next for the next operation to happen. But the enter that you press will be taken as the op, value for op. So move the so that the enter symbol goes in prior. I will leave a space in the scanf statement before %c. Else you can shift the entire line number 11 and 12 before line number 8 and 9. So the enter operator is done, and then you can start. If comparisons, if operator equal to plus, you can go ahead and write printf /n sum is equal to %d and you're printing a plus b. Else if operator equal to minus, you can go ahead and write printf /n difference is equal to %d and we'll print a minus b. Next is else if operator equal to asterisk printf /n product is equal to %d and print a asterisk b. Else if operator equal to slash, now you will be printing the quotient. So printf /n quotient is equal to, use %f, but I am going to use 0.3f so that it prints only 3 digits after the decimal point. And write float of a by b. Then else if operator equal to percentage, you can go ahead and printf /n remainder equals %d a modulus b. And the last part you can write else, where you printf it as /n invalid operator. And yes, so have a scan, see if there is any mistake. Okay, so we'll go ahead and run the program. If we have a mistake, we'll correct it. So yes, yeah. So when you're entering modulus inside the printf statement, add a modulus along with it, because modulus is usually followed with a D or F or C for the access specifier. So don't forget, add a modular sign over there. So yes, enter A and B. Let's enter 10 and 15. And you can enter any of your operators. I'll be entering plus. It will go ahead and print sum is equal to 25. Now you can run it for, let's say, another value of 10 and 15, and let's say you're doing the division symbol. 10 by 15, it prints 0.667. So let's say another operation, 10 and 15, and I'm going to enter minus, and becomes minus 5. Now we can also replace this with the case statements for doing the same set of operations. In some cases, what you have to check is you have to probably check for remainder as well as for your quotient division whether the second number, which is b, is equal to 0 or not. If it's equal to 0, it becomes a division by 0. When a division by 0 happens, you get an invalid number, infinity. So in such cases, you can actually nest a statement where you have to check if b equals 0. If b is equal to 0, you can go ahead and printf /n divide by 0 error, and you can terminate your program by using the return 0 statement. So if you're doing this set of statements, yes, don't forget to include your open brackets and copy paste this set of statements inside. So if b is equal to 0, then you have a divide by 0 error. If b is not equal to 0, then you can continue with the else part. Else printf quotient is this. Now for the same part here in your modulus, again you have the same thing. If b is equal to 0, it will be a divide by 0 error. So copy paste that, else it goes ahead and prints the a mod b. Make sure you indent your program properly so that you understand the changes which is happening. I'll run my program to see if there is any error so far. Once again, let's say 10 and 15, I'm going to do the division symbol and it will print the quotient. Now I'm going to enter 10 and 0 and I'll be entering the division operation. It should show divide by 0 error. We'll do for the remainder 10 and 15. When you're doing a modulus b, where a is less than b, the answer for modulus will always be a. So it should give me 10. Now if I am doing 10 and 0 and I'm doing modulus, I can't do divide by 0, so I should get a divide by 0 error. So we have modified. The program will be exactly now imitating sort of like your calculator. We'll do the switch case statement now, where we will include this condition of checking if the second value is equal to 0 or not also. So let's take care of this and we'll start with a switch in OP as the parameter which is passed to your switch case. And starting with the first case plus. Do not forget to put the single inverted commas because each value is going to be a character. So printf /n sum is equal to %d comma a plus b. Now don't forget to put the break statement. Next comes the case minus. Printf /n difference is equal to %d and it should print a minus b. And we have our break statement. Case asterisk, it should print f product is equal to percentage D, and it should print A asterisk B and break. Oh, we didn't test the invalid operator in the previous case. We'll do it here this time. Case, it should be slash, sorry, it's the forward slash, and here we'll do the checking. So if B is equal to 0, I'm going to write a set of statements for it to check printf /n divide by 0 error, and I'm going to terminate my program here itself. If that is not the case, we can go ahead and else do the statement of division. So printf /n quotient is equal to percentage f and float of A by B. So I'm going to put this as 0.3 because I want to restrict it to just 3 digits after the decimal. Don't forget to put the break again. Next comes the case percentage, and you can copy this part till the else statement because that is going to be same. And you can go ahead and type the else part where you have to printf /n remainder is equal to percentage D, and you're going to print A modulus B. Don't forget to put the break statement. Next comes the default case where you will be writing printf as /n invalid operator, and yes, it has, and we have finished the entire set. Okay, so we'll run the program once again. I'll run enter A and B, 10, 15, let's say it's plus, so it executes addition. So I'll run it once again, 10 and 15, and I'm going to enter minus, so it works again. I'm entering 10 and 15 and asterisk, so it prints the product. Now we'll enter 10 and 15 as the division symbol. It should print 0.667. Great. So 10 and 15, and it prints the modulus operation. It prints remainder 10. We'll work it out for 10 and 0. With our division operation, it should print divide by 0 error. And 10 and 0 with our modulus operation, it should print the divide by 0 error. Now comes the take any random value, 25 space 20, and let's enter something like ampersand, which is not there. It should print invalid operator. This will work the same way in the previous else if ladder as well. So there you have it. Try to work it out. It's all about placing your conditions and placing your values similar. This is more of an equating type of structure. So you can shift from else if ladder to switch case whenever you have something that is equating. Thank you.